August 31st, 2020. We're in the middle of a global pandemic. I'm sitting in my car. It is 8:34 p.m. on a Monday. I just got done having beers and wings with my father outside of a restaurant. You're not allowed to go inside because of the pandemic. I dropped him off. I've come to a nature preserve not far from my home. I was going to go home, but instead there was an amazing version of Paint My Masterpiece, originally a Bob Dylan tune, but being performed by the Grateful Dead in 1989 that I wanted to listen to. So instead of turning left to go home, I turned right to take the back roads and ended up at one of my favorite nature preserves. And I'm here now. I was going to record a podcast, and instead I started recording one or two, and they did not feel comfortable. And so, in the grand scheme of things, I thought of just recording this for posterity. The secret to life. I have the answer. Ryan Michael Stanley, born July 4th, 1975, died July 8th, 2079. In the year of 2020, thought about the secret to life. The answer to what the secret to life is being shared at this moment, and here it is. Decide what you want to do. Make time to not just make it a simple thing. Put passion and purpose behind your decision. And it can be for the coming year. It can be for the coming day. But just decide who you want to be. Decide what you want your life to look like and feel like. Decide where you want to live, how you want to live. Decide the business that you want to have, the job that you want to have, the occupation that you want to have. What do you want your career to be today? It can be anything in the absolute universe that you want. It has nothing to do with your past, has nothing to do with your skills, has nothing to do with your family. It just has to do with your understanding of what you want to do and be. Make time to decide what that is. Write it down. Read it aloud every day. This is not me, this is Napoleon Hill, but yes, read it aloud every day. But then work every single day, in one capacity or another, towards creating that life. Until you decide that you want something different. While simultaneously creating gratitude for your ability to create that life. While simultaneously creating gratitude for the outcome that you desire, while simultaneously being the light that you want to see in the world. Every single moment of every single day is literally an absolute gift to you. You could die 5 minutes after hearing this. You could have a heart attack and die. Some weird thing, who knows? Every single second, every single moment is a gift. There's gravity, there's oxygen, there's sunlight here just so that you can exist and be who you are being right now. Who are you being right now? Who would you prefer to be? What is the distance between the two? The distance between the two is your intention, your purpose, and your action, and time. And your ability to be patient while time unfolds. That's the challenge. So many people today say they want to do one thing, but it takes time and it takes effort. And so they feel like it, quote unquote, won't happen. But if you let go, first of all, let's just not even worry about the effort. Let's just let go of the time factor. It takes too much time to do anything. Well, it does take time to do anything. It takes time to build up a body that you like. It takes time to exercise, right, and build up habits of fitness. It takes time to learn to be a masterful musician. It takes time to build a business. It takes time to create a family. Everything takes time. And our challenges come when we decide that time is not happening according to our wants and our needs. But if we let that go and know and understand and be grateful for the fact that time knows what it's doing, as it's always done since the beginning of time, and we let that happen as it's supposed to, and instead, in the meantime, just take care of what we can do and who we can be in any given moment that is intentional and purposeful towards the outcome that we desire, that is our job. And that doesn't just mean physical action. It doesn't just mean 10 hours a day in front of the computer screen. It means, who do I want to be when I'm not in front of the computer screen? How do I want to show up in my thoughts? How do I want to spend my spare time? Is it thinking about my business? Is it thinking about my life? Is it giving joy? Is it giving gratitude? Is it giving love? Is it giving compassion for myself as much as for others? I'm not saying you have to always be so altruistic, and not everybody wants to think about everybody all the time. But am I creating love for myself? Am I enjoying the experience of life as a gift in this moment? This moment right now, as I'm living and I'm feeling and I'm breathing and I'm smiling and I'm taking in the existence of this moment, which is literally a gift, because there could be a moment I might not even finish this recording. Technically, literally, in the grand scheme of things, of possibilities in the universe, I could die any second. In the meantime, I have crickets, I have night, I have starlight. I have the scent of an end of summer, beginning of fall in the air, here for me to experience as beauty and a gift for me while I experience the gift of life. And what am I doing with it? Am I complaining? Am I worried? Am I concerned? Am I stressed? Am I hateful? Am I blaming? Or am I grateful? And am I creating? And am I deciding and creating? You're taking this exact same amount of time to use my energy as a conscious being that can create thought to decide who I want to be and what I want to create in my life. Am I creating gratitude not only for life itself, but for my ability to create the life that I want to experience? When I sit across the table from somebody, am I judging them as the way they should be based on my experience? Or am I grateful for their presence and my opportunity to experience life as somebody who can, if they want to, have an opinion about this person? Life can be really, really powerful. The concept of life can be really, really powerful and almost overwhelming when you think about it. Unfortunately, actually I take that word back, so disregard unfortunately, but many of us spend so much time thinking about anything else, thinking about things that are happening to them, thinking about things that happened to them many years ago, when instead you could be thinking about what is happening for me right this moment. And at this moment, life is happening for me. Oxygen is created. I'm surrounded by trees personally in this moment that are creating oxygen just so that I can breathe. Gravity is happening for me so that I can sit in my car and make this recording. Well, there's no sunlight, there's moonlight, there's starlight. Cars are driving by me, obviously. You can probably hear those. How is that happening for me? Well, it's bringing my awareness to where I am and bringing me back, back to reality. That I'm sitting in a nature preserve parking lot recording this episode. I actually started recording this episode not as an episode, but just as my own personal diary. And the more it's gone on, it just felt so natural and been so comfortable, the more I'm excited to share it with the world. Because you have an opportunity to decide who you want to be today. And you can come up with all the reasons that life is happening to you. And you could think about what happened to you last week, last month, last year, 10 years ago. And it will all be true, as long as you think about it. And or you could spend that exact same amount of time being grateful for now, the present now. Look around you. I don't know where you're listening to this, so I can't speculate. But look around. What's outside? What is everywhere? Like literally, just so that you can exist. Are you grateful for that? And if you're not, if you're not in an environment that serves you or serves your purpose, then do something about it. Tomorrow, wake up and decide, I'm going to do something about this, and I'm going to live the life that does serve my purpose. I'm going to place my physical body in an environment that serves my purpose. I'm going to put myself in an area where I can learn more, I can grow more, I can make different decisions, and I can be the best version of myself possible. You are not trapped where you are, physically, mentally, spiritually, emotionally. Your past does not equal your future. Take some time, be here now to decide who you want to be. And remind yourself of that every single day on multiple occasions, because no one else is going to. No one is going to come and save you. No one is going to come and tell you, listen, follow me, I'll give you $1 million, I will take care of everything that you need. You get to decide what you need. You have the ability right now to think thoughts that will serve that purpose. And every thought that you monitor, every thought you have, monitor it. Don't let one slip past your brain that will not serve your purpose. If you want to be healthier, if you want to be financially more wealthy, if you want to have a better career, think thoughts that guide you in that direction. Create gratitude for that outcome. There's a song from the Avett Brothers, Head Full of Doubt. Decide who to be and go be it. And it's not something that happens in a day, and it's not something that happens in a week, and it's not something that happens in a month, and it's not something that happens in a year. If I told you your dream life, your absolute dream life would take 10 years, but you had to be there 365 days a year working towards that, would you do it? Would it be worth it? The answer is yes, of course. I don't know about the do it part, that's up to you, but would it be worth it? Of course, absolutely. And that's where the difference becomes. I don't know if that's not even English. That's where difference comes in. It's those who are willing to recognize that whatever they want is a possibility. Those who are willing to recognize that it's up to them to do something about it. And to stop blaming life and to stop blaming everybody else for what is happening to them. And decide to create a life that happens for them. Those are the ones who succeed. Those are the ones who live on purpose. Those are the ones who appreciate life because they know what it was to appreciate to begin with. And they know what they put in time and effort for to create. Those of us who just sit and wait and say, this happened to me. And I am this way because. I'll take the perfect example of the son of an alcoholic father. Son of an alcoholic father goes to rehab because he's been drunk his whole life. And when he goes there, he walks in and he says, I can't stop drinking. I've ruined my family and I can't keep a job because I drink all the time. And it's really because my father was an alcoholic. And that's what I learned. And by the way, that is completely valid and completely understandable and happens way too many times. But it's absolutely understandable. There's another man who never touched a drink. He may have many other flaws, and so this is not one is better than the other. But the point of the story is that he never touches a drink. And he goes on and he does his work or whatever he does, and he goes to a party and somebody says, why don't you drink? Why don't you just join us? Just a couple beers, we're just relaxing. He says, my father was an alcoholic. Drank every day. Both men had the same father. They both chose different paths for different reasons. So your past doesn't equal your present. Decide who you want to be, disregarding your past. If you love your past, that's wonderful. But don't spend hours and hours in every conversation that you have looking at it. Take the lessons from it. Create gratitude for the good times. Create gratitude for the opportunities that it may have presented. Who are you today, right now? Who do you want to be? What is the difference? The difference is your intention, your purpose, your gratitude, and time. I hope this was helpful. I hope this was awesome. 15 minutes is my longest podcast episode ever. And listen, you get to decide who you are. You get to decide who you want to be. And every single morning when you wake up and recognize the sunlight in your eyes, and recognize the gravity that's holding in your bed, and recognize the oxygen is enabling you to breathe, you get the choice to decide who you want to be. And you get to decide for the next 12 to 15 hours what you want to do about that. Decide who to be and go be it. Be patient, be present, be joyful.